gosh. Who was it that made this mess? Was it you? Did you do it? Wow. Dun 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 dun. Only 6 days left. Time to hit May with a vengeance.
Starting summer out right with a little archery practice and our donut boxers. Woo! Good morning, world. Nothing like waking up at 5:30 on our first day of summer vacation. I have so much reading I'm excited for. Jenny's finished with this one. And I'm not. Heidi will be updating me on this one any minute now, I know. There are like 6 or 8 Voxer messages waiting on me on this one. And 2 more with this one because Jacqueline and Carrie Ann are done. Oh, life is exciting, isn't it?
Ooh, that bird is pissed off. That bird don't mess around. It's a jungle out there, guys.
It is not the first time I've been away. There have been days, nights, but last time she was still fat with babyhood and didn't have the power to withhold. Then she still clung from me, all mouth and fingers, and treated my presence as an unconsidered right, neither looked for nor enjoyed, but only expected, so that to leave was respite, a moment when I could feel myself briefly to be whole. Now she has become something else, a mind inside a body, separate, and it seems to me that the extent of that separation from me is the extent to which I cannot bear to be apart from her. I had thought that I would continue to fall backwards into singularity as to a norm from which my deviation was temporary, and that without her I would be myself again, whole and undivided. But instead, I am half made, a house with one wall open to the wind. I wonder what it says about me that I seem to feel love only in absence, that present I recognize only irritation, a list of inconveniences, the daily round of washing and child teas, the mundanity of looking after, and beyond this the recollection of what went before, and how nice it was to be free. But I didn't recognize my freedom then, or wasn't free, since freedom only functions as an opposite to constraint. There were other things then, and how can I say now that a different choice would have left me more content, and that I would not have felt the loss of this life as now I feel the loss of that one? I return to my hotel and climb into bed, Johan's coat on top of me, and I try to sleep, so that waking it might be tomorrow, and I might make my return to that encumbrance of minutiae, love, which anchors as much as it irks, so that tight inside its lacings, I know my shape, my place, and where my edges are. My goodness, I've never read anyone that writes motherhood the way she does.
Wow. Hey, my new overalls came in and I think they complement my llama shirt quite nicely. I've only worn the shirt once because the first time I wore it, I mean, I know this all over patterning is quite trendy right now, but I wore it once and I felt like I was wearing a roll of wrapping paper, so I think I think the overalls are going to work for me. So I finished Sight this morning and blew me away. I loved it so much. I mean, all the feels, all the thoughts. I know why people don't like it. I totally get it. But if you do like it, you'll like it a lot. I'll talk about it more on Friday for Friday Reads, but yeah. What you talking about? You can't go outside. No, I'm sorry. We done with that. Kids can't go outside in the nighttime. Oh, you're so desperate. Poor baby. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Tell him, boo. Tell him, boo. Hey, so it's Sunday, and I slept for 12 hours last night. I know. I feel ready to face the world today, and I have dyed my silver highlights golden, so we are ready. I finished another book. Where is it? Are you on it, guy? You are. I finished River of Doubt last night before falling asleep. This was so good. This is Teddy Roosevelt's trip down the Amazon, an unexplored tributary of the Amazon, with his son Kermit and several others, right after his unsuccessful bid for a third term in office. And Candace Millard is an excellent nonfiction. Who knew there were cliffhangers in nonfiction? So I highly recommend if this is your thing. So that's another one finished. And then I am down to just 2 current buddy reads. I think my goal is to finish this one today, Bel Canto. I only have about 65 pages, I think. And then I'm caught up in Wives and Daughters, so I got to listen to all my Voxer messages, which was exciting. And I'm tempted to go ahead and finish this one today, but I don't have to finish this one until the 30th, so I might stick to the plan. I also want to knock this one out today because I'm starting, I think the next, Robert's next read starts today. I need to look that up. But anyway, I want to get this one done. It's really short, 76 pages. And I think I've decided to DNF The Magicians. I've just heard too many things about it that it's not my style of book. And after having given it a whirl the first little bit, I'm not really taken in by it. So instead, I'm trying the, I want to say Scribd. I don't know, maybe it's Scribd, S-C-R-I-B-D. I've heard a lot of talk about that recently. Shawn, the book Maniac, has been mentioning it, and I know he got onto it from Kendra Winchester, so I'm giving it a whirl. They have a 30-day free trial. Why not? So my first listen from that will be Shanghai Girls. I'm going to listen to that on audio starting this afternoon because I need to get some housework and yard work done. Yeah, I've just been sitting around reading all day for the last couple days since school got out, and I need to bust a move on real life. So let's do that now, shall we? I'm completely devastated. My heart has been ripped out of my chest. And Patchett, what are you doing to me? Pico's part otter. This is so cute. What's it doing, guy? What's it doing? We're taking baths? What's it taking baths? True confessions, I did no housework last night. I am not domestic. But I've tackled some this morning. You can hear it going. And I got a new shelf at the Container Store, and I'm going to tidy up the closet because it needs it. Yeah, here it is, The Closet of Shame. I sacrificed the shoe shelf for Gabriel because he needed a second bookshelf in the fall. And I've not done anything with it since. And, you know, my shoes are multiplying, it appears. Hopefully I will get this back in shape and get a bag ready for Goodwill. And I'm not going to put a light bulb in because that's too much work. Yeah. I can see the floor. Go me. That took $30 in 20 minutes. I think I should retire from domesticity now. Hey you guys, it's Tuesday, May 29th. So I have 3 days left in the month and I've hit double digits. Hooray. I finished Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell yesterday, and it's kind of funny. I didn't even realize that I was finished because Elizabeth Gaskell passed away while writing this, and I kind of thought that someone had finished the story for her a little bit, like summarized the end, but so I finished the last chapter and I thought I had that summary, but it wasn't actually a summary, it was just kind of a essay. So anyway, but where it does end, it's a sweet part and you know how it's going to end, so it's fine. This is a completely delightful Victorian read, and if you're looking to get into Victorian literature, I would highly suggest this particular book. It's just very readable and just charming, very much so. And then I have been working on 2 more. I've been reading Ethan Frome for a couple days now and have managed to slog through 10 pages. I have no idea what it's about yet, really. It was published in 1911. So it's a classic-ish, modern classic, whatever. I would say it's a classic by now. It's 100 years. And then I started Evicted this morning, and I've flown through 50 pages. This is a nonfiction, as the title would suggest. It's about eviction, set in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and very depressing, but very readable at the same time. So I'm hoping that it's hopeful toward the end, because the back alludes to that the author has some ideas, because he's not just an author, he's a sociologist from Harvard, and so this is kind of his pursuit of study and hoping to make some changes in the world. So yes, I will keep you posted. And my son says I'm dressed like a minion today, so that's funny. Maddie had no natural turn for housekeeping, and her training had done nothing to remedy the defect. She was quick to learn, but forgetful and dreamy, and not disposed to take the matter seriously. Chapter 1 was much better than the prologue. And I don't know if that was intended to be funny, but I thought it was. And I can totally relate. In the spirit of summer organization, let's tackle the pantry while we're cooking dinner. Another task checked off the summer to-do list. I had to pull out the Cosmos, but I've saved a few for the kitchen table once I get all that laundry folded. I finished another one last night. Ethan Frome. Didn't really enjoy it, but I read it because Barter Hoardes had a read-along video put out with this, and I really enjoyed that tremendously. I like book discussions a lot, the classroom environment type. I am an ESL teacher, and sometimes I do inclusion, which is where I go into another teacher's class to help my kids, and I really love it when I'm doing inclusion English with a teacher that teaches novels well. It's great fun. So anyway, I felt like I was sitting in a classroom with Robert, and it was great. So there's that, and I'm very excited because I could break even this month with books I've read and books that I've purchased. So I've got a plan. 2 days left in the month, and I definitely have a plan. So Evicted that I started, and am just racing through this book. So I figured out where I needed to get to last night, and I got there. So now I have it divided into 2 sections remaining, one for today and one for tomorrow. 112 pages each day. I can do that. And then I am picking back up my first Persephone classic. And this is kitchen essays. I mean, this is so ironic with all the anti-domesticity that I've been talking about in this vlog. But it's very interesting. It's written like magazine articles back at the turn of the century, the 1900 one. That is, you know, more familiar to me. Just meaning that I talked about the turn of the century as the 1900s all the way through my youth and adulthood until, you know, the next century turned. Anyway. Yeah, this is written as magazine articles for the upper class and aristocracy even. So, it's just, from a time capsule perspective, it's very interesting. I mean, it's not, consuming. It's kind of made me want to go buy a magazine, to be quite honest. I haven't bought a magazine in a while, and I think I might do that this week. And then I have 2 little guys. Another one that I had picked up a week or more ago and got distracted. I have right at 100 pages left in this one, so I need to read this one today. And this one, likewise, I have divided into today and tomorrow's readings, and it's about 100 pages a day. So that's 300 pages per day for the next 2 days, because I also am picking up this one, Daisy Miller by Henry James, and that's because For the Love of Classics, I will link her below. She put out a video talking about Henry James books, and I thought it was very interesting, and I said, well, I've got Daisy Miller on my shelf, let me read that. And it's only 60 pages, so I can do that. And lastly is my audiobook. I am listening to Shanghai Girls by Lisa C. And I've got quite a bit left to listen to. I've got a little over 200 pages if I read it. So we'll see how that goes down. But if I do this, I would be even. And that would be so cool. It would.
Kitty nap time? We're taking naps. It's so precious. It's so precious.
Ooh, I think the barn swallows are coming back. Hey guys, happy June 1st. May needed to have one more day. 32 days would have been perfect. I did finish Daisy Miller yesterday, and I appreciated it a lot more than I thought I was going to. Notice I didn't say enjoyed, appreciated. And wrap up coming soon, because I read a lot of books this week. I know I said I wasn't going to do any more wrap ups, but I finished a pile all at once, so I think I can handle it. And I also finished Evicted last night. Wow. This was a page turner. It's a nonfiction page turner, and it's not very upbeat. I will tell you that. Very thought-provoking. I'm still thinking. And Barter Hoardes Robert is doing a video on this Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that and having that discussion. And if you've read it or are interested in reading it, I would suggest you check in with that. And then here's why I needed one more day. 100 pages left in Shanghai Girls, 100 pages left in Kitchen Essays, and 100 pages left in Elizabeth and Her German Garden. So 300 pages left. I totally could have finished this in one day. I was hoping to start June fresh, but you know, oh well. And I'm, you know, dressed in costume because I'm filming a video with Shawn, the book Maniac, today. So exciting. So yeah, lots of videos coming your way from me and Shawn. Always from Shawn. He's so clever and on the ball with that video stuff. So yeah, yay June. No work, nothing to do but have fun. I'll chat with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I'm going to tell you right now that Mama has searched 3 stores and she can't find any more of those little crinkle balls that you like. And she's kind of glad because this is a hot mess to come home to every single night. You hear me? It's crazy. Just crazy.